Welcome, welcome. What you're looking at is a delicious little cheese pot, and believe it or not, Marilyn has whipped that up with very few ingredients in no time. We are talking about situations when people pop by the cottage, the house, maybe unexpectedly or last minute, and you want to put something together that not only looks great, but tastes great as well, right?
Exactly, and easy, because you don't want to be all of a sudden having to root in the cupboards to find this, that, and the other thing. But especially the cottage, I think, you know, people tend to pop in a little more on a nice day, and you don't want anything that takes too much work. And we always seem to have little bits and pieces of cheese. I don't know about you, but do you ever find you look in the fridge, there's not enough you want to put out, but you put them all together in the food processor with just some garlic and a few herbs, whatever you have, and it can be white wine, apple juice, the red wine, it works, but it just doesn't look as pretty, you know?
Okay.
But so, or beer, depending on the type of cheese you're using, you can actually use a little bit of beer instead.
Okay, show me how it's done.
Yeah, so you're going to pop this cheese, and you know what we've done here? We've just picked a couple of different cheeses. This is a creamy Gouda, and I'm going. It's a double cream, so it'll make this a little creamier instead. Nothing wrong with extra cream, right?
Yeah, whole plate or just a few pieces?
No, you can put the whole plate in. Basically, you're looking for 500 grams of. There you go. Sorry.
Okay. No, that's fine.
500 grams of cheese and any kind of cheese. Now, keeping in mind that the stronger the cheese, the stronger the flavor will be of the cheese as well too.
Of course.
So that one will take your, and then you can pop those pieces in, and that should just.
Is this a smoked?
It is a smoked, so I thought that would always be nice right around the deck. A little bit of beer and that.
Around the campfire.
Oh yes, this is it. Add a little of that.
And then this is.
This is rosemary. So you're just going to peel it off and just chop it. Well, actually, yeah, you
chop
can.
it up?
If you peel it off backwards, just to go ahead and give it an extra little chop, because of it being a wee bit harder for the food processor to catch the blades because it's smaller. So you're going to chop two types of herbs together. You can do this. I know you can. And you can use any herbs, and hopefully there's some outside your window. If there's not, there's usually some in. And you know what? If all else fails, look in the pantry. There's dry herbs somewhere. And it just needs a rough chop, and it can go right in the food processor too.
Can you get away with dry herbs?
You can, just keeping in mind that they are stronger tasting than your fresh ones. So you have to use less of them instead. So it's better to add a bit, take a taste, and then add a bit more if need be instead.
Why is that? I would think that the fresh herbs would have more of an overwhelming
taste. You know what?
taste.
Because they actually have some natural moisture in them, right? So it's like it's watered down a bit because of the natural water in it. So the dry herbs tend to have a little more punch because it's dried out instead, reduced. Okay.
Are we missing the wine?
You can first you're going to go ahead and pulse this together.
Okay. So, and then just pulse.
Yes. And just keep pulsing it. There you go.
Pulse.
And you'll see it just starts to break up a bit. Then you're going to take and put a little bit of butter in it, and you can just pop the center right out. There. Oh, okay. No, you can do it either way. It's
can you tell it's my first time?
That's okay.
My goodness, we need to spend more time together, you and I.
There you go. Just a little bit of this butter, just about a tablespoon.
You're gonna plump in my guests right up, right? And then we're ready to mix again?
You are, and then you're going to go ahead and start pouring a bit of wine in. And you'll know, the center's out, so you can just pour the wine in. Just keep pulsing it. Pour your wine in, and you'll see it come together. It takes about a quarter of a cup to a third. You let it go for just a second. Okay. There we go. We'll put a bit more. Now, give it another pulse, and then you'll have to give it a little scrape down with the rubber spoon.
Now, before we go, what have you done here with the plate? Because these crusts look like they've been baked.
Exactly, and this is just baguette. And what we've done, you can serve this at room temperature. It has a little more flavor to it, of course, at room temperature because of it being the way cheese is. It's just better. Those are cool breads. They break easily, but they're great.
They taste sweet.
They do. They're sweet, so it's almost like a fruit and a cheese thing going on together. And they're just, and these are great because you can go ahead. They come in a whole piece. You could actually just spread it on as well too if you want to just spread it on.
That reminds me of a beaver tail almost.
I know, don't they? Those, but then there's different flavor. Look for something savory, something sweet. With these ones, we just put it on a baguette, put it under the broiler for just a couple of minutes to let it get warm and crispy, and it's very yummy like that.
You are brilliant. That is so good.
We can use whatever we need, right? Instead, so.
All right, we've got more coming up from Foodsmiths here in Perth later on CTV Morning Live.